Alright, so what I'm going to do next with the corridor is I want to just widen this road out. I want to go down a certain position and have it widen out to the other side. So to do this in Business Center, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm going to insert a corridor template, and I'm going to tell it that I want that to be at station 200. Right? So I can pick it or just put it in, and it's going to be a reference of the first one. I'm going to reference that one. So what it's done is it's put in a reference piece there, and then what I'm going to do, so we'll close this. Actually, I didn't have to close it, I could have stayed where it was at, but I'm going to insert another one, and I'm going to make this one at 400, and I'm going to copy the first one, and we'll call this 24 left. So I'm just going to make a 24-foot widening to the left hand side up in here. So a 12-foot lane here, 24-foot there. So we'll insert that one. Oops, got to pick one of those. So what we're going to do is for the left hand side, come over here, and we want this, I want that lane that is currently 12, I want it to be 24. So all I have to do is change that to 24, hit save, and what it's done is you can see here it's 12, and then from this point to that point it transitions through the through where I put in that 24. So here at 24, and then all the way down it's 24. So it's 24-foot lane all the way down the rest of the road. So we can put in another one somewhere in there. Okay. Now to do that over in Civil 3D, it's a little bit more challenging. The first thing we have to do is we have to take this subassembly or assembly, and we have to copy it. Then we're going to go in and edit the assembly properties by taking that left basic lane transition, making it 24, and now we've got that one built. But then you have to go back to the corridor, take the corridor, and we have to basically split the region. So we have to come in and modify the region and split it. We're going to split it at station 200, and then we'll split it again at 400. 400. And then what we would do is come in and we would change station 400, put the corridor surface, or the corridor, modify the region. So if we go to region properties, and we change it, the assembly, to this one, which is the 24-foot wide, you'll see what happens. It widens this portion of the road, but it only transitions from that last sampling point in my corridor. So it's really not transitioning from back here all the way through here. Now we have to do that. The way to do that in Civil 3D, there's a different method for doing it, but I wanted to show you what would happen if you just dropped in those. So to do this, you actually have to take this alignment, and there's a couple ways. I mean, you can offset it as a polyline, so on and so forth. So what I can do here, and again, there's some neat tricks you can do with this, but if I offset this alignment, and I'm going to offset it to the left, so I'm going to get rid of that, no labels, offset it, we'll click OK. Oops, actually let me do that again. So what I want to do is take that alignment, we're going to offset the alignment with a 0, and we're going to offset it 24, yeah, I'll go 24, let's go 12, we'll go 12 first, So we're going to get the edge. We have the offset at 12 first. It puts in that first one. And then we're going to take that alignment, which is a edge of lane, and there's a plus button here. So we're going to add a widening. You can see I added a widening to it. And it's got another grip hidden in here. We're going to pick that, and we're going to take this, and we'll slide it back to station 2. And then we'll take this grip and slide it back to station 4. Okay. Then, if we look at the properties, let's take that alignment, and we look at the alignment properties. I actually want to alignment. We look at the offset parameters. We want to transition length is 200. The offset's negative 37. We want that to be negative 24. Okay, so it's only a 24-foot offset from the center line. Okay. Now that we have that, what we can do, and this is all depending upon what subassemblies I used, and because I use a transition subassembly, I go to that corridor, and what we have to do is we have to map and target. So now I have to come in here, edit targets, and edit for this region. And in this region here, we want to transition the left to go to that left offset. So we're going to add that, and we'll click OK, and we'll rebuild the corridor. And there's one other thing that I forgot to do, and that's going back over to this. We have to take this, actually this one, go to subassembly properties, and in the properties you can see the transition is hold offset and elevation. You have to set that to hold grade change offset. So we gotta go ahead and set that property. And when we do so, it should transition now because it's being used in there. Yeah. So if we rebuild the corridor, which we can set to rebuild automatic, now we've got that transition from 2 to 4 in here, and the surface has been updated. So over here, it's just a matter of dropping into templates, changing that one, and going. Now we can in Business Center also target. We could have an alignment or a polyline out here that we can target this to as well. So we can control the corridor that way also. Which is showing you the difference between if I had to make a lane widening in one versus the other.